All right, bro. So, like I was saying, man, I was on the bike the other day at the gym, and I
Right.
look up, and the one movie that I didn't think would be on at this time, it was Saturday morning, was Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. And then I looked to see what channel it was, and it was on USA. And I was like, nope, actually checks out. USA would have an old ass movie on.
Wow.
Ran,
USA. I thought that
at
was
like
going to be the actual surprise more than the movie.
at like 9:30 in the morning. We're pumping out some Tokyo Drift, man.
Got to get
And it
that
was at
sweat rolling, man.
and it was at the scene that like makes me laugh the most now that I'm an adult, right? The whole premise is like this guy, Sean Boswell, he's from Ohio, has to move, no, sorry, Arizona, excuse me, has to move from Arizona out to Tokyo with his dad.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole premise because he's like bad. He's getting kicked out of school, street racing and
Yeah.
everything. So he
Flipping
goes
cars
to
over and stuff, right?
Tokyo with his dad, and he gets in even more trouble. Right? He gets into like all these like fights with all these gangs and everything. And like, I don't know about you, man, but like as a 37-year-old man now, movie dads are shit. Okay, because his whole job was to keep his
Yeah.
son safe because of all the recklessness he was doing back in the States. And his
He was
dad
too busy with
basically
all the nice girls, man.
his his dad basically gives him his 1967 Ford Mustang Fastback. They hug it out, they hook it up, and he drifts it down the mountain. Like, talk about worst movie dad moment ever. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, completely just goes against everything, right? Like for one, your kid's endangering himself, right? Sliding down a mountain. That's just number one right there, right? Like, I need your car to go slide down this mountain
yep.
that I could possibly flip off of and, explode the car. That should be number one, I think. But, gotta move the plot along, right? Gotta
Gotta move the plot along, right? This is not a story about. This is not a story or a franchise about playing it safe and listening to your parents. This is a
uh,
franchise about going fast.
yeah,
Okay.
that's it. That's all it's about. What part did you start the movie on though while you were there? What was
it
it?
was
What were
like
they doing?
it was like I just actually like that's where I kind of got into is like his dad kind of getting him out of that skerfuffle that he was about to be in, and then them kind of going back reconciling, and him's like, "Dad,
Yeah.
I gotta do this. I gotta do this," and his dad's like,
Okay.
"No," but then 3 seconds later he's like, "Okay."
Yeah.
That's
Here, take the keys.
you me gas it up for you.
Yeah, no kidding.
Worst
Dang.
dad award ever, man. How we doing, brother?
Not bad, dude. Not bad. Um, really excited right now of how clear you are on my screen. It's like makes me
Yeah,
really happy.
we're flowing, man. We're flowing,
We're,
dude. I did
we're
not
rolling.
know people in the United States had internet this fast.
Yeah.
I did not know I had internet like I was living in a third world country. Um,
I don't I don't know why it was like that, but it
oh,
was it
I,
was becoming
I,
a problem. It was becoming a problem.
I, I know exactly why it was like that. Right when I did my speed test. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna tell you. I'm when I did my speed test. The speed test started here at 0 and went up to 5. Okay, okay. Now my speed test now it breaks the meter. The meter breaks every time with how
Yeah, yeah.
much speed I have now. It's ridiculous, man. So
You could have got like the Wi-Fi in your truck and probably powered the house and been doing pretty
I
good.
do I do have that for the next
Yeah.
3 months for free. By the way,
Oh, let's go.
thank you AT&T. I got extra internet, guys. So
Wow.
interneted up right now.
Well, what about you? What you been up to this weekend?
Man, it was the Masters, so got up with some of the
Mm.
boys and did some day drinking. Watched some golf. BS'd a little bit, man. It was our in-laws, my uncle-in-law, so Carmen's folks, their and 24-year anniversary. So we all went out to eat lunch yesterday with them, man. So just chilled, man. Now I'm, back in the saddle with my main man, Javier Villalobos, so doing big things, man. Now. Super excited, but God, dude, like, just the worst dad ever in Tokyo Drift, man. I still just can't. I've been thinking about that since Saturday, bro.
What a way to start tomorrow. They couldn't have been like Fast Five, that would have been awesome. Get rolling on that.
I would have been on the bike the entire 2.5 hours, though, just sweating, just enjoying extra sweat. I don't even know where the sweat is coming from. I'm just I don't usually sweat like this.
Even when the rock is glistening. Take a break, you're still sweating for no reason.
Why is the rock glistening? I love it, man.
Oh, that baby oil, right?
Welcome to an episode of Movie in a Pod. I am Clyde Smith.
And I am Javier Villalobos.
On this week's episode, we're discussing the shows for Speak No Evil, Fly Me to the Moon, Episode 5 of X-Men 97, and our Movie of the Week, Civil War. Who's going to win, RDJ or Chris Evans? All right, happy week, team. Hope everybody's doing well. We got some trailers for you here. A little James McAvoy action and Speak No Evil, and then Channing Tatum and Fly Me to the Moon. A little NASA movie with Scarlett Johansson. So pretty excited about that, team. We do have some socials. I've been posting like crazy on our socials, guys. It'd be a blast if you guys can help us out by liking, sharing, subscribing, all that content, so we can pump out a lot more hot, fire, awesome content for you. Appreciate everything you guys do. One love.
This is my husband, Ben.
Patrick Feld. This is my wife, Kira.
This is Agnes.
And has some trouble communicating. He can be a bit insecure.
Nice Vespa. Yeah, isn't she? You should try.
Can we?
I won't call the fun police if you don't.
So dangerous right now. So dangerous.
Back before I quit my practice.
You're a lawyer.
Doctor, listen, you have to come and visit. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
Scoot!
Yeah.
Done. What? Why is James McAvoy so
quiet around here?
Got them big old shoulders on him right now.
Hey, you made
Welcome. Ta-da!
Roared it out.
Our VIP guests.
Just to remind you, I'm a vegetarian.
Our gift to you.
That is so...
Louise, doctor's orders.
It's about to get real dark.
Very good.
Smooth move.
Settle in, I promise you guys.
This asshole, Jason Blum.
How long's it been?
17 years.
17 years. Wow.
You get less for murder. Something's not right with him.
He has a condition. It makes it hard for him to communicate.
Sometimes it's okay to think things, but you can't actually say them.
There's a lot happening right now.
Oh God, there's a doctor in the house. I'm not a doctor. What?
But didn't you say you were a doctor?
Did I? Look at their faces. Of course I'm a bloody doctor.
All right, then.
Agnes, why don't you
Way to make dinner awkward, right?
Not this damn song.
And what is wrong with you? Just feel the rhythm in your feet. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the one.
Oh my goodness.
I want to pack up the car and I want to leave right now.
What the hell? Scary kids.
I'm just sad to see you go.
Oh. Shoot your shot, right?
You're gonna go out there and be completely normal.
We've been pretending it's normal since we got here.
Remember that time you guys came to stay?
That's gigantic.
You flipped out and tried to leave without saying goodbye?
It's so humongous, dude.
That's all you.
That's all I see. Like, every time I see him on screen, it's just he's gigantic.
All right, team. From IMDb, we have Speak No Evil. A family invited to spend a weekend in a idyllic country house goes from a dream vacation to a psychological nightmare. Directed by James Watkins, starring James McAvoy, Dan Ho, Scoot McNairy, and a bunch of other people. And coming from this damn dude, Jason Blum from Blumhouse Pictures. Like, I knew nothing of this. I didn't even see the poster that says Blumhouse, from the Invisible Man or whatever. All I saw was James McAvoy, Speak No Evil, and I don't like this guy. I don't like this guy's movies. Cause what's the one thing I always say, man? Let's go to a dope, let's go to the south of France to a dope countryside house or mansion with our wives, have a good weekend or whatever. That's out of the question now.
I want James McAvoy's around. Don't invite him. He's always into something, man.
Not with them traps, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's so gigantic, man. Like when you watch them all through, like the X-Men movies and stuff like that, anytime now I hear James McAvoy, I know he's been like, I was about to say in like the like Unbreakable, Split, Glass, those movies.
Yeah.
He's still gigantic in that too. But I think like him as Professor X, he was real thin. He wasn't a very big guy. And every time I see like James McAvoy, that's who I picture. And like every time you saw him in this movie, he was just like ginormous.
I'm telling you, bro, Trapzilla, man.
Ridiculous.
I think he could have took on Scar King by himself, man. He didn't need Kong or Godzilla. Just let James at him.
Nope. That's it.
Oh, man. What about your thoughts on this trailer, sir?
Yeah, so these movies from Blumhouse, and then just knowing like how creepy James can end up being.
Yeah.
Like just as an actor and in that perspective, I'm down to see this movie. Super creepy. We always talk about creepy kids. Definitely a creepy kid in this one. And just a lot going on, like through the whole trailer. That was a lot of nice kind of romantic stuff. And then, all of a sudden we're in Murderville, right?
We're in Murderville.
So I won't say I'm excited about it, but I will definitely catch it when it comes around.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to watch. It's probably going to be like, because it has these two, Scoot, James, Mackenzie Davis, like it has a strong cast. So it's going to definitely make some money. And James McAvoy, man, he could be like the sweetest guy on the planet as far as like Professor X. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He could be downright the scariest person as well. On the Split, Glass, and this movie as well, man. He has so much range that I don't think he gets enough credit for his acting ability. But dude, he's one of the best in the game right now. He doesn't do like movie over movie, right? He picks and chooses good projects that fit for him. But this falls right in line with that, man, where even if this movie's going to be trash, it looks like a good time, scary as hell, but even if it might be trash, he continually delivers a great performance, man. That's what I appreciate from him. I definitely will be checking this out in theaters, probably sitting right there next to you, man. Hopefully you hold my hand because I'll be scared.
Yeah, very scary.
Guys, we'll throw Speak No Evil on our socials. Let us know your thoughts. What is your favorite James McAvoy movie, guys? Let us know.
Hey, Joe. Eating cold? Miss, you're on fire.
Very original. No, I do not want to stop, drop, and roll with you.
No, your book is on fire.
Pretty obvious.
Oh my God.
I would have thought he's hitting on me as well. So
Yeah.
Cold days.
Kelly Jones.
You would have hoped he was.
Public support for the moon mission is rock bottom.
Every day, something is breaking.
And we're dead. Again.
Or
That's
blowing
not
up.
what you want to hear at NASA.
The space program is
Every
a
day
bloated
something's
mess.
breaking.
NASA needs a marketing specialist, and you are the very best.
Excuse me? What are you doing here?
I tracked you down because I felt we had a connection.
What?
I'm joking. I work here now to sell the moon.
NASA's not something that you sell with a jingle and a slogan.
When I'm done, those men are going to be bigger than the Beatles.
Who is that?
For me, this is very personal.
He's got my name.
You told me that your guys don't do interviews, so I had to hire new guys.
I'm here for the casting.
Who's he?
You're a juicy part.
60 missions in Korea.
I flew 52 missions in Korea.
I flew 52 missions in Korea. How bad?
What?
The whole world will be watching. We can't afford to lose to the Russians. We need to shoot the backup version of the moon landing.
You mean to fake it?
There we go.
No one can ever know what we're doing.
I cannot accept that.
They will shoot you.
What is my budget?
I know a lot more about the moon than I know about you.
Give me go, no go for launch.
If you fake this mission, every single thing that we have sacrificed will have been for nothing.
You know you couldn't have made it to this day without me.
4, 3, 2, 1.
My Armstrong is a whiny little bitch. We have to recast.
I think we should have gotten Kubrick.
all right. According to IMDb, we have Fly Me to the Moon. Marketing maven Kelly Jones wreaks havoc on launch director Cole Davis's already difficult task. When the White House deems the mission too important to fail, Jones is directed to stage a fake moon landing as a backup. Greg Berlanti, starring Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum, Woody Harrelson, Ray Romano, and a whole host of other people as well. JV, before we even jump into this trailer, your thoughts of Channing Tatum as a leading man. I want to know that.
I mean, is he really a leading man when he's on screen with Scarlett Johansson? Is he really a leading person here?
Hey,
You know,
she
that's what I'm
does.
saying. Like,
According to IMDb, she is getting top billing here. Top cast, number 1 on the call sheet, ScarJo.
yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, we've seen him like in some of the movies where he's up there, right? He's one of the stars, but the cast around him is usually pretty top notch as well. So, you know, everybody needs that opportunity, right? So hopefully he can take this and keep going with it, man. What was the one of the ones we watched not too long ago with him was him and
Magic Mike Double XL.
yeah, that was like last weekend. Sandra Bullock. It was like Trip to Paradise. No, not Trip to Paradise. It was something funny where it was like
Lost in Paradise or something like
Lost.
that. I know
There you
what-
go. Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah. That one was pretty funny. And he was up there, but you know, like I said, he was also kind of shadowed by her along with Brad
The
Pitt,
Lost
right?
City. The Lost City. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what he's got, man. I think he'd be
Yeah,
all right.
man.
He's probably gonna do pretty good.
For me, right? Like Channing Tatum is kind of like I enjoy him as an actor, But he can be very dry with delivering some lines. It's like, do you have
Agreed.
your whole heart into whatever you're delivering? And it doesn't sound like he does. Maybe he does, and that's just his limit. I don't know. I do not know, right?
Yeah.
But like, I used to think that Ryan, start naming some famous Ryans.
Ryan Gosling.
Gosling, yes, that one. How'd you know?
Gotcha, bro. We're talking about handsome men, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what.
Ding, 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 ding. There's Ryan Phillippe. There's Ryan Reynolds. There's Ryan Gosling. Why are all the damn Ryans so sexy? But anyway, I used to think him as like a one-trick pony, and like his range was not that good. So like him and Driver was like.
That's how I know who you're talking about, because you've been talking about him very highly over the last couple of months.
Love that guy though, man. Ryan Gosling, my dude now. Cannot wait till the Fall Guy drops. Anyway, one more month, damn it. But yeah, like he used to be very dry and not really be able to deliver his lines, and it wasn't believable, right? Like he's a good looking guy, he's tall, he's sexy, but what he said on screen wasn't really believable. And Ryan has graduated from that. Channing Tatum, to me, at least according to this trailer, has not graduated from that yet. That might be his range. That being said, this is an Apple TV drop that I'm definitely watching in theaters and when it drops on my Apple TV Plus. And it has ScarJo. It's directed by Greg Berlanti and has the great Woody Harrelson and Ray Romano.
Yeah.
I'm locked into this one, man. This looks like a really dope comedy. We're getting 2 movies this year. One about Pop-Tarts, 2 both from the 60s. One about Pop-Tarts, the other one about them faking the moon landing and having to video it. Like, I mean, Netflix, Apple, I'm excited. Let's go to work, guys, okay?
As long as Ray Romano's in it, we're all about it, right?
We got Ray Romano in one. We got Jerry Seinfeld in the other. We got great white guy comedians in these movies, man. I love it. Guys, we're going to throw Fly Me to the Moon on our socials. Let us know your thoughts here, guys. Also, talking about Channing Tatum, what has been your favorite Channing Tatum movie, guys? And has anybody saw Magic Mike's The Last Dance yet? Let me know your thoughts. All right, man. Just this last episode 5 of X-Men 97. Remember it, man.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about this. Might talk about this extensively because 5 episodes in, the absolute best episode so far.
Unpack here, yeah.
And we didn't even have the full team, bro. You know what I mean? We had a splinter of the team, man. So the whole thing takes place in Genosa. The mutant safe haven where they're preparing to join the UN, and Magneto's there with Gambit and not Jubilee, what the hell, Rogue, right?
Rogue.
And there's a little like love triangle thing going on here, and Gambit's
big love triangle.
Gambit is just like, yo, man, like I get it. He's gonna break your heart. I'm Gambit, baby. I'm gonna be here to pick it up. You know what I mean? Like he's always just been cool Southern like guy, and it's always been his vibe, and he still is like that, man. I appreciate it. And then like, will she, won't she with Magneto? So like the first half of this episode is really like them joining the UN, this love triangle going on and everything, and kind of the underpin of, are we really a part of the world now that we are joining the UN, right? Where everybody take us and treat us like normal world Earth citizens, right? Exactly where we are. And then they're at a party, and there's some dancing, and there's some drinking, and where everybody's having a good time. But then it gets really world. We're like, yo, Cable, you were just a kid an episode ago. Why the hell are you a grown ass man right now? What is happening? Pops, I literally just like,
what the hell is
going on? Yeah, and then like, was that the other Jean Grey that was there as well?
Yes, correct. She was going by what, Madeline Pryor? Is that what it was? Was her name?
Yes, yeah,
that was her. Yep.
So she was like trying to do her thing or whatever, and she can feel Scott and the other Gene. That was weird amongst itself. But Cable's back, and then we get like, I have never, and if I have, I don't remember. But what the hell was this humongous Sentinel machine that started attacking? Clearly from the future.
I mean, we got Cable sliding in from, like, I guess from the future, and gets pulled out of it, right? Whatever that's all about. I guess we'll find out pretty soon, hopefully. But yeah, like, hey, there's threats from the future coming back and trying to, I guess, for this one, stop the whole getting with the UN.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that was supposed to be a good thing, that somebody doesn't want it to be a good thing, so they came to stop it.
That's what it seems like, man. That's definitely what it seems like. And just this episode itself, right? Not to spoil anything if you haven't seen it. If you haven't seen it, definitely watch this episode, man. It's action packed. There's so much going on, and like, I don't know about you, man, but typically when I'm kind of like watching these shows, but also kind of playing like Candy Crush and shit like that as well, dude.
No, not
this episode, locked in.
Yep,
totally locked in from start to finish, like, because like I really felt like in my heart,
locked in, man.
Yeah, man.
Like I caught myself a couple times, like leaning forward, like just like, what is about to happen here? What is going on? It's wild.
So much happening on the screen right now, man, and I don't know how to feel, but like I'm enjoying every second of it. You know how like low stakes the Mojo episode was last week? It was very low stakes. This one, every stake in the book was at risk, and you felt at every pass, right? After Cable vanished, that everything a part of this whole series was being threatened in these last 15, 20 minutes, man. Like man, this was fun. This was fun, man.
Fun and wild.
And then you have like the ones that are back at the mansion. They're kind of doing like a CNN type interview about being real humans and everything of that nature, and kind of being
like the real world kind of thing. Super awkward.
Oh, they're like in confessionals and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what it felt like. Yeah, like they're just in the confessionals. Yep.
But then even them seeing how powerless they are, you know, they're back in New York, and those three in Genosa, you know, doing this, you know, they can't summon the troops and head out ASAP to go ahead and do the damn thing, you know. So,
and I assume they probably think that everybody's gone, right? Because all they see is like explosions and just destruction of the city on the news. So I mean, that's all you can think about is, hey, they just wiped out this whole city almost. So,
and remember, it's 97. It's not like we have, you know, we'll talk about in our movie of the week, but like it's not like we have all these handheld cameras and everything's being video recorded and getting uploaded real quickly to social medias and stuff of that nature. This is 1997, bro. If that happens, the only thing that we have is those aerial shots from planes or some satellites or whatever showing that. So technology in 97 was trash, guys. Internet was barely alive, okay? Tom with MySpace was not even a thing yet. So we didn't have much, team.
Yeah. It was a dark time.
Dark times, man. Dark times. But like I do want to give a shout out, man, because I have always thought Gambit just to not be that strong of a mutant, right? And maybe now that I think about it after this episode, maybe he's just one of those mutants that like doesn't have to use the extent of his powers, and he's always just had to. He was better hand-to-hand fighting with his bow staff or whatever, but he never had to use the full extent of his powers. And if you did, everybody needs to watch the hell out.
Yeah, it seemed like he was always good at just kind of staying out of those situations too. Like he was never there when those kind of things happen because he was like, ain't really my problem much, I don't guess. But,
Yeah, I'm trying to.
at this point, he was protecting Rogue, right? They were,
Yes,
there was a lot going on.
I did not know he was this powerful. I did not know he was this strong. Right, I didn't know the full extent. So this series, episode 1, we saw how cool, dope, powerful leader type Scott was, Cyclops, right? Here we got to see Gambit and as strong and powerful he is in this, man. We are these mutants that are not named Wolverine, that are not named Jean Grey. They're getting their comeuppance, man. They're getting their comeuppance in regards to how awesome and amazing they actually are. We didn't really see that because every storyline that I remember was basically around either Jean Grey or Wolverine in that show from the 90s. Here, everybody's getting that work, man.
Yes, sir.
Remember It has been my favorite episode so far, man, and we have 6 more.
Yeah, that's wild. It was so good. So good.
Yeah, man, it's been my favorite. Team, we're going to throw Remember It, this episode 5 of X-Men 97 on our socials. Let us know your thoughts about this episode, man. Were you guys glued to the seat, edge of your seat, just like me and Javi? Or did you like the JoJo episode the weekend before, guys? Better. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, team. All right, brother. Let's jump into our movie of the week.
Sounds good.
So we have Civil War, and this movie just dropped in theaters on. It had his South by Southwest premiere on March 14th. Dropped here in the United States and the United Kingdom on April 12th. This movie is written and directed by Alex Garland.
Yeah, I mean, should we say it's not the Marvel movie Civil War?
I kind of want to keep people guessing. Definitely a whole different vibe, guys.
Yeah, yeah, definitely that. We have a $50 million budget, and so far has grossed $25.7 million. Starting this, we have Kirsten Dunst as Lee Smith, Wagner Moura as Joel, Kaylee Spaney as Jesse Cullen, Stephen McKinley Henderson as Sammy, and Nick Offerman as the President of the United States.
Oh yeah. All right, brother. Give us a quick synopsis of this flick so we can hop in this one.
A group of journalists trek through the rough and dangerous roads leading to an attempt to get an interview and a photo of the president before Washington, D.C. is taken over during the Civil War.
Definitely, man. All right, let's start at the top here. We got Kirsten Dunst as Lee Smith, a renowned award photojournalist from Colorado. And this is a very interesting role for her. I've actually not seen Kirsten Dunst I haven't seen all of her work. She's not my favorite actor. But what I've seen, this has been totally different from anything I've ever seen her do. And I have seen through various interviews and just my own research, photojournalist in wars. And yeah, she fits the bill, right? She's not this, she's not this big Arnold Schwarzenegger type from Predator, who's like a photo, she's this little woman who is just really good as a journalist, and she knows the rules on how to stay safe in war to go ahead and capture the atrocities that have happened during this time. Her job is not to pick a side. Her job is not even to help. Her job is just to capture the moments that are happening. And you see this is a real different Kirsten Dunst. Usually she's all glammed up, beautiful hair, makeup and everything. It's plain face, hair is pulled back or messy or gunky or whatever. She doesn't care about any of that. The only thing she cares about is the job. And the job right now, like you said, is to take a photograph of this United States president who is in his third term, his third unofficial term. That's the job. That's the gambit. And you see the stress, the decay, the scars, emotional, physical scars on her through having to do this for such a long time. I'll give it up, man. This pointed a very poignant as far as like how close these war photojournalists get, and I did not know they get that damn close, or they work with the military that closely.
Wow.
Did you know that?
Had no clue. Like, just like part of the, I guess, the infiltration unit, like the squad going in to clear the building, like they're just there. Like, you got the soldiers with their weapons, and you got the press with their cameras.
And like
Wow.
I was like, why would they let civilians do this? One, they're doing it at their own risk. So let's just say that, right? Wagner Moore's Joel, this little girl this 23-year-old girl who wants to be just like her, they're doing it at their own risk. So in the event anything does happen, it's gonna suck, but that's on them, right?
Yep.
But also there's commands, there's cadences, there's move when I move and stuff with the military. I thought that was captured very well within this movie. And, she was like a seasoned vet, especially how she kind of prepped the new girl and how this was going to go. I really did appreciate that, man. Kirsten does, what I'm trying to say is she did a fantastic job in this role. And you believe that she has been through the shit. She's been through the mud, and this is kind of like her last hurrah. I mean, the United States is in a civil war and kind of crumbling. So,
you got something. There's only a few big things left for them, I guess.
Yes. So she's living through it, and she's here.
Yeah, I would think that like the press wise, like, for certain events, the soldiers want a lot of this stuff to be captured, right?
I was thinking that as well. Yeah,
they want everybody to see what's going on. And evidence and this, that, or the other. So why not work together, right?
Definitely. Moving forward here, we have Wagner Moore as Joel, a journalist from Florida and Lee's colleague. And Wagner Moore is the journalist, but he is the one who's going to interview. Actually, Lee's going to take the picture. Joel is going to actually interview. That's their plan, to interview the president of the United States there. And I like him, man. This is a different Wagner Moore than what we've seen. I just saw him in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and he did a fantastic job in that. But even before that, he's the Pablo Escobar in Narcos, where he got got a couple of nominated for some awards for that. So great actor, and he brings that Florida man style, kind of carefree, but also like, wants to drink, party, have a good time, kind of uplifting. Even in like this downtime, Joel was the total opposite of Lee, who is hardened, who is tired, doesn't want to do anything fun, just wants to get the damn job done. Joel's like, I mean, the world's coming to an end. Let's just have a good time while while it is, you know what I mean? And that yin and the yang between those two, very important through this, man. Where if it was like Kirsten Dunst's character times 3 other people, I wouldn't have enjoyed this movie as much as I did.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It was a good thing that little squad is a lot different from each other.
Yeah.
What was cool with his role was like the way he was there, like he wasn't taking pictures, but he was guiding Jesse around.
Yeah.
Like he was like, okay, I don't really need to come in here, but somebody's got to help this girl out.
Yep.
So he took on a pretty cool role in that, and just like you just having his hand on her vest and like just pushing her around the building and stuff was interesting, an interesting way to be like in this scenario.
It's just a crazy job, man, to be
Mm-hmm.
in these wars, to go ahead and sign up to do. Now, mind you, I get it, right? I've seen Spider-Man, right? I get it. Best picture gets the most money, right?
Yep.
Best interview gets the best book deal or exclusive rights and stuff like that. So I get why Lee and Joel do the things that they do. You know, if it wasn't for me or you could easily take a picture from the streets of Manhattan and take a picture of Spider-Man. But like what Peter Parker does is get an in-face picture of him shooting web at the camera. Yeah, that's going to make more money than ours if we present.
Still not sure how he does it. Still not sure how he does it.
Yo, man, he's got a
Crazy.
drone, bro. He's got a drone.
Yeah.
It's 1967, bro. He's got a drone, you know. So no clue how this guy's doing this, man.
Yeah.
Best photographer ever. He's got like the Mary Poppins umbrella just floating around.
Something like that.
But yeah, like, you know, obviously his photo will make a lot more money than ours because his photo is a lot better, it's closer, it's cleaner, it's bright than ours. So like them going through these war zones, me and you could, if we were just taking that, but me and you could be several miles away and see the sparks fly and the firefighting and stuff like that. And yeah, we'd probably make some money off of our war photos, but like they're right there in the action. As the
I know
dude was on fire.
We'll touch more on this a little in a little bit, but like seeing the pictures that they take in the movie,
visceral,
and
man.
also like the way the set is laid out, because it's like the pictures they're taking of the set, and that's a whole other thing going on in the movie too. That was just insane to see.
Yeah. All right, we got Kaylee Spaney as Jesse Cullen, an aspiring young photographer from Missouri who accompanies Lee and Joel on their journey. I feel like we as the audience are seeing this movie through Jesse's eyes, right? Lee has been there before.
Agreed.
Joel is all he cares about is just getting the interview, right? But most of the pictures that are taken that we see, let's talk about it right now, are through her lens.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, fantastic shots. She has a great eye. But the shit that she captures, man, like, how do you sleep at night after that?
Right.
I'm not built for war, bro. I'll tell you that. Bro.
Yeah.
I haven't played Modern War. I haven't played Modern Warfare 3 yet because I'm not built for war. I'm not ready yet. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not that guy.
Yeah.
But the crap that she goes through and what she sees as us as the audience through her eyes, man, it's just I did not expect us to get that close and in depth with what the fight that's happening on the ground in this
just right off the bat, like immediately, just in the middle of everything.
Why waste time? Time?
No point.
Let's get
a movie like this. You can't waste time.
Yeah,
right. Because you lose a lot if you waste time. That's one of the cool things, like with the way it was shot and cut together. It's like event, then there's time in there somewhere. The next event, there's some more time. The next event, no time wasted on anything that didn't seem important.
Like the little bit of character development we got from them happened. That's what the car ride was for, right? While they were in the truck, in the SUV or whatever, moving. That's where we got the all the character exposition and understanding them, and that's appreciated, man. But you really got to know these people, their motives, how they feel when they're in the shit, when they're in that next situation there, and you're like, oh, okay, this actually makes more sense. This is the real Joel. This is the real Lee, and Jesse doesn't know anything at all. Like she's obviously just learning here. Let's move forward here to Stephen McKinley Henderson as Sammy, a veteran journalist for the New York Times and Lee and Joel's mentor. As far as being a ride along, tag along in this movie, I really thought I thought he was just going to be like just in that back seat the entire time, like not really used, nothing of that nature. And that was his role through the entire movie. Yeah. But the fact that he spoke to Joel in such a way, spoke to Lee, and they actually listened. Well, Lee tried not to listen.
Yeah.
But he was that mentor through and through until his big scene, where he basically saved the day for them, man. But I did not expect that to happen. I actually didn't know, without spoiling it. I don't want to spoil it because it's my favorite scene in the movie. I didn't know how that was going to end, and I didn't know how the hell they were going to get out of that, and I was not expecting that. So, like, for that to happen, I was just like, "Oh, wow, that
they went through a lot of stuff. Yeah, they went through a lot of stuff, and that particular was the most kind of out of control.
Yeah.
Situation. Yep.
All right, just want to talk about two more characters here in this movie. Nick Offerman as the President of the United States, a dictatorial president currently serving his third term. Ladies and gentlemen who do not know anything about how the U.S. government runs, we do have a President of the United States. They are in office for 4 years, and then after that, they can be in office for only one more term of 4 years. The United States cannot serve a third term. Cannot do it. So in this movie, off the bat, we have a president who is serving his third term. That's a big no-no. I like that we also get through exposition that he disbands the FBI and does a few other things as well. That is just like the falling of norms, things that you just don't do.
Yeah.
Think the institutions that have been here forever, you decided to disband them for whatever reasons. I even liked it that we didn't get the why. I love it. There's no inception point. We're just here. We're just here in this shit.
Things are going down. Yeah.
We're just in a we're just months long in a civil war. The United States is coming apart. And there's no like how it started or what was the thing that pushed him, right? And I think like Joel's job was going to try to do that with the president. But I also like we got Nick Offerman in this role, and he had 2 scenes.
Yeah, that's all I need.
We heard him on the radio a lot.
Yeah,
heard him on the radio throughout the movie.
Yeah,
but I thought he was going to be throughout the entire movie, man. This movie like surprised me. I went in thinking one thing and got a totally different experience from the start. And
yeah, agreed.
That's one I was like, I thought he was gonna be like the dictatorial, like the dictator bad guy that we're gonna see twirling his mustache throughout the entire movie.
Yeah,
did not
throwing commands out and all kinds of crazy stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, we see him at the beginning, like just talking, like he's just trying to figure out a speech. He's just the president, right? And you think he's just the president trying to figure out what to say to the country, and then, like you said, it rolls out that he's trying to be something more than the president of the United States. And, yeah, that doesn't go well.
It's not. Don't poke the bear, bro.
Don't mess with Texas, right?
Yo, man. We'll talk about that in just a second here, but Jesse Plemons, man, makes an uncredited appearance as a ultra nationalist militiaman, and like You can say that Nick Offerman's President of the United States is the uh, antagonist, the villain of this movie, but he only was in 2 scenes, so you really didn't get enough well-rounded as to him being the villain. He is, but you didn't get enough. But like Jesse Plemons' one scene in this movie, man. Once again, not gonna spoil it. What you saw in the trailer, if you saw the trailer, we talked about it a few months ago here on the pod.
Just so good. He's so good.
Here's the thing about Jesse Plemons that I love, man. He looks like an everyman. He looks like me and you, right? We're not the best looking guys. We're not the best in shape or anything. We're not Brad Pitt or Ryan Gosling or whatever. Love that. Love me some Ryan Gosling. But the way that he acts and the way that he delivers his lines, man, is so perfect and scary. And like, he's not acting. He was not acting in this role. That's the thing. Like, there was no over the top. Like, there's times where Joel or even Stephen McKinley, you know, they were there. This is you acting. You don't really believe this, right? You didn't fall in love with this character. Like, you're just doing a job. Jesse came on set one day, one scene, did this, was like, yep, killed that shit. And he did.
Yeah.
It is my favorite scene in the movie. It's also like the most gut-wrenching scene in the movie, man.
Yeah.
And
He does that all the time, man. That's his thing, right?
You
don't see him a lot of times. You don't see him for very long, but when he's on screen, it really means something.
So powerful, dude. Like, I cannot wait for this guy to just start winning awards after awards after awards, because he's that damn good of an actor, man. He's up there. He's after this, man. Like, he's always been rising for me as far as like one of my favorites, bro. He is definitely in the upper echelon of like Clyde's favorite actors right now. Jesse Plemons is doing that thing, man. So big ups to Mr. Plemons there. Also married to Kirsten Dunst. So,
did not know that.
Lucky guy there. All right, man. The look and feel of this movie, sets. We'll talk about sets, then we talk about the music. Music, I think, is going to be actually a good conversation, only because, like, sometimes, right? So, the sets, man. I like that it's like a dystopian.
Yeah.
So it's like in the near future. It's not 150 years from now. It's not 3,000 years from now. It's the near future. The near future could be a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now. And it's very believable that the world, the United States, has gone to shit in this time. And within this, you see different organizations trying to give out water. Hotels are not working properly because of power outages and stuff of that nature. You see people in small towns. You think that they're not really involved in this civil war, but then you see all the snipers on the corners of the thing. You know what I mean? So everybody's in on it. Everybody's trying to like protect themselves and their family.
Yeah.
I just really liked it, man, that this was not a war film. This was not a military, us follow a sergeant or a general through this here. We are seeing this through the eyes right there on the ground of journalists, man. And I thought that was the key to making this movie as good as it was.
Agreed.
Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that aspect, man.
Yeah, I mean, we see the war films on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So getting those different eyes really is for this, I won't say it's a treat, but it is definitely fun to see like people who go into this situation with nothing at all. Like they're traveling in a SUV, going to places they have no clue what's going to happen, and they're not armed, right?
Yep.
They're just going because they feel like they need to do this, right? They need to get these pictures and they need to, be the first to do this, that, or the other. Um, and just crazy images, man. To think that people see stuff like that too on a regular basis.
I mean, I loved. And once again, what I mean by love, I don't mean like I enjoyed looking at it, but it just things that filled my eye that was perfect to this movie is what I mean by love. And
Yeah.
her flashbacks to them lighting the guy, putting the guy in the tire and lighting him on fire, right? The shot in the head, all these
Mm-hmm.
pictures and images that she has seen through her lifetime, and even like what Jesse sees when the black guy gets shot. They pull him and he's trying to like dress his wound, and there's blood
Yeah.
everywhere. And then you get the shot of the other guy who's like trying to address his wound. He's just like, I need some more gauze. Like just visceral, amazing shots that hurt. It like hurt to see, but great for this type of movie, man. It brought us into this world very, very believable. That's what I really enjoyed.
Yeah, because you get two perspectives, right? You get, like I said before, like just the movie making magic,
Yeah.
and then you see like through the eyes of the actor taking the pictures and stuff, and that's what I really took from this. That was a really cool scenario, is being able to feel all that at one time.
uh music was very interestingly used in this, right? Because it did have like a wartime um type soundtrack. And then at certain times they just let the silence be the soundtrack and let these characters talk through this, like the
Yeah.
when they were going through like that Christmas Wonderland and the sniper that was in the house, that conversation,
Yeah.
no music, and it was perfect,
Mm-mm.
right? But the situation before that, where the black guy was like stuck on the corner and did die, instead of hearing the music, I mean, instead of hearing the firefight, instead of hearing the cadence between everybody, you got this like this neo soul hip hop track playing, and like I don't know if you caught it, but there were certain beats that fit with like the fire, with like the gunfire as well. I don't know
Mhm.
if you caught that, and I was like, all right, that's a cool ass mix, but it's still weird that you play this song during this, man. I thought that was
Yeah.
really an interesting thing. We're like, are these guys having fun doing this? Is this something that they got to do, or is they just trying to do it because they believe in whatever side, you don't know what side they're on.
Yeah.
So do you
Right.
believe in their side so much? You know what I mean? So there's so many aspects of this movie that just left things open to interpretation. And that was one, like, whose side were you on? Who's vibing with who? Why are you with this group? And then maybe you're with, it's like who is with who? That's kind of what the music brought to life, especially going
Right.
back to that sniper off at that house. Don't
Yeah.
look, man. We're just trying to kill this guy. This guy's trying to kill us.
Yep.
Trying to kill him. Who the hell knows whose side we're on at this
That's
point?
just, yep. Crazy.
Trying to survive, man. So, all right, brother. Let's talk about a theme here. And this one was tough for me, man. Where I see what Alex Garland set out to do. He set out to make a movie that shows a second American Civil War in present time, but didn't want to say this is a film, this is the right's at fault or the left's at fault, or, it'll be a succession from the South or this of that nature there, right? It's legit, and he does this by combining basically the two most polar opposite states, Texas and California, and they join forces.
Yeah.
Okay.
was wild.
California is the most liberal state in the union. Texas is the most conservative state in the union. And they combine forces to take on the United States government. You know, Alex Garland did not want to set who is who and what he believes in. He just wanted to show this is bad and we got to work
Yeah.
together. We have
Yeah.
to become one nation, and we're not going to agree on everything, but there's got to be something so this does not happen. I think that's what he was trying to say through this movie, through the eyes of these photojournalists, man.
Yeah.
You know, you saw all that. Also want to touch base. I really loved the Call of Duty style last scene into the White House, man. That was fun.
Nuts.
That was absolutely fun, man.
Yeah, I kind of didn't expect like the operation of it. Like I felt like it was going to be a little more chaotic when it took off, but it was not. It was not as chaotic as I thought it was going to be, which was better for the movie.
Yeah.
Just to show, tactics and things like that. So, yeah.
All right, team. So that is our conversation about Alex Garland's Civil War. Not Captain America Civil War, as my IMDb keeps on trying to push me to. JV, give me your thoughts and ratings on this movie, brother.
Yeah, we went into this one, I think, on the same kind of page, like thinking that we were going to get one kind of a war movie, right? Like a typical war movie kind of thing. And we're surprised by not really seeing, you don't really see a war. Even when you watch the movie, you see like the little things that are going down that are blanketed by this whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, the smaller riots in the towns, the little offshoot scenes where it's just a couple of people doing shady stuff right on the road. And then at the end, even the end, I mean, it's a pretty heavy war zone situation, but they're going in for a reason, right? It's not just a blanket all out, army versus army thing. So yeah, when I left the theater, I was really excited about what I got to see. Even though it was, once you see the movie, you understand what it was.
Yeah.
Seeing all the images and stuff like that and the scenes that were put out. But yeah, I don't know if I'd watch this one again.
Yeah.
It was a good movie, but I don't know if I want to see all that stuff again. I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna give this one 4 buckets of popcorn this week.
Gotcha.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, dude, this was. I thought Alex Garland, who is not known for like big budget. I mean, he works with A24, so he's not like he's a guy who's known for big budget war type movies like a Ridley Scott or something. He did, he has directed. He directed Dread, which was dope back in 2012. Ex Machina, Annihilation, Men, and now Civil War, right? So his biggest movie was like Dread and Annihilation, and even those did not seem that big of movies and big as far as scale.
Yeah.
Dread took place in just one hotel. Annihilation, it was a very small cast. It was more of a sci-fi, like contemplative thriller is what that was. Civil War was huge, and they used a lot of the United States. Excuse me, it was vast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we saw a lot of explosions. We saw a lot of death. This movie, man, did not expect it coming as far as when the trailer dropped. And then after the trailer dropped, I thought I was getting one movie, and then I got a totally different movie. And I still left the theater like, huh. Yeah, that's a perfect movie right there, man.
It's a heavy hitter too, man. Heavy.
Everything that happened from the lead up from trailer to me walking out of the theater was a perfect experience, man. And I think that right there for me, that deserves 5 buckets of popcorn. That's what I'm giving this movie, man. This has been Alex Garland's best movie. I love the 28 Days Later and Dread and I love everything that he does. But this movie, man, takes the cake. Yeah, dude. For me, 5 buckets of popcorn for Civil War.
Good deal.
And that's funny because Captain America Civil War only gets 4 stars. 4 buckets of popcorn, excuse me. Thank you for subscribing to this week's episode, talking through Civil War. Next week, we'll be discussing the ballerina vampire flick, Abigail.
So check that out at your local theater.
Like always, I am Clyde Smith. You can find me across all socials. I am Clyde D. Smith.
I am Javier Villalobos. You can find me on all socials at Mr. J8200.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Like always, keep watching.